inside an enigma. No matter who you are, even when you have PhD 3 times all over, the word of the Oba or instruction is obligatory by assent, which you must follow, you must do. So these Enigies, their rebellion, and you know the act of rebellion is complete on its own without more. There's nothing like incoherent. It's an act they completed. Yeah, we had some who said they only signed mistakenly and they did not go further. But what they did amounted to cultural coup d'etat. What the Enigies did amounted to cultural coup d'etat. They wanted to overthrow the Oba of Benin true and true, no matter the defense they have.
Thanks for clicking on this channel. Please subscribe to FO's blog history, and click on the notification button so that whenever we upload a new video you will be notified. What the suspended Enigie did was a cultural coup against the Oba of Benin, says Edo State Government. Edo State Government has set aside 5 executive orders issued by former Governor Godwin Obaseki and ratified the decision of the Oba of Benin to suspend 71 village heads, Enigie. What the state government meant by ratification is that they have approved Oba's suspension of the Enigie. The Commissioner for Information and Communication, Paul Ohanbamu, who disclosed this to journalists after the State Executive Council meeting in Benin City, said the EXCO approved the ratification of the suspension of the Enigie, a move aimed at maintaining order and discipline in the state's traditional institution. Ohanbamu emphasized that the actions of the village heads amounted to a cultural coup d'etat, when they attempted to overthrow the Oba of Benin. This move, he said, marks a significant development, given the approval and ratification of the suspended rebellious Enigie against the Benin monarch. Ohanbamu stated that the past administration of Governor Godwin Obaseki attempted to carry out the balkanization of the Benin Kingdom using 5 executive orders available to him, which have been nullified by Governor Monday Ekpebelo using 1 executive order. He emphasized that the last administration orchestrated the act, when Godwin Obaseki allegedly picked some Enigie to act rebelliously against the palace of the Oba of Benin. Honorable Paul Ohanbamu described the position of the Benin monarch as a repository of the rights, divinity, law, and power of the Benin Kingdom. We at FO's blog discovered that these suspended Enigie took some oaths not to reveal their plan to overthrow the Oba of Benin. The sacrilegious oaths that the former Enigie undertook who were planning failed coup d'etat with Obaseki against our highly revered throne and Benin Kingdom are: 1. They agreed to abstain from, and in every way withdraw from paying any form of allegiance to the Omo no Benin Edo, Ukuak Polopolo, Oba Elwahe II, CFR, Oba of Benin. 2. That they will no longer visit the highly revered palace of Oba of Benin. 3. That they will not answer to any summon or invitation by the Oba of Benin nor participate in any activity of the Omo Noba and the palace of the Oba of Benin. 4. That they will no longer pay traditional homage to Oba of Benin. The above sacrilegious oaths were taken at the residence of the suspended Enigie of Egbian Saluko, Idamwani Agibane in 2022, who was the arrowhead that Obaseki used and manipulated to influence 71 suspended Enigie, that is, former Enigie. So, those begging for their forgiveness should have a rethink because the former Enigie are gone for good. We at FO's blog believe that half of the evil done to Benin Kingdom by Godwin Obaseki has never been told. Please sit down and watch as the Commissioner for Information narrates Godwin Obaseki and Enigie cultural coup against the Benin throne, as reported by Akpela TV.
Edo State Government has ratified the suspension of over 70 Enigie in the Benin Kingdom. These Enigie were suspended by Benin monarch Oba Ibuari II due to their anti-palace and rebellious activities against the Oba and the traditional institution. The ratification was made during a State Executive Council meeting held on Tuesday at the Government House in Benin City. At the conclusion of the meeting, the Commissioner of Information and Communication briefed journalists describing the action of suspended Enigie as cultural coup d'etat.
Thank you very much, gentlemen of the press. EXCO, the Executive Council meeting held today, the 25th day of March 2025, and 2 decisions we are taking, which we ratified. The first one has to do with the suspension by the Oba of Benin of some rebellious Enigies in the Benin Kingdom. Of course, you realize that that act, which was orchestrated by the last administration, by picking some Enigies and encouraging them to show rebellion. And the indices of this rebellion, critical issues there, they swore never to go to palace, show allegiance to the Oba, or any summons from the Oba to say no to it. And this is why the Oba suspended them. The chairman in council, being a man who knows what it is, and believe that the Oba is the repository of the right, the divinity, and the law powers of the Benin Kingdom, together with all members of ESCO, considered it wise to ratify, approved what the Oba has done. Of course, you realize too that all Beninese, no matter who you are, you derive validity from the Oba, and it's the one from whom all strength and virtue come. The Oba of Benin is powerful, and these Enigies know that so well. Of course, they also know too the consequences of their action. The Oba's word is law. The Oba does not make mistakes. The Oba does not apologize. The Oba is all powerful, and his source of strength remains a riddle, wrapped in a mystery inside an enigma. No matter who you are, even when you have PhD 3 times all over, the word of the Oba or instruction is obligatory by assent, which you must follow, you must do. So these Enigies, their rebellion, and you know the act of rebellion is complete on its own without more. There's nothing like incoherent. It's an act they completed. Yeah, we had some who said they only signed mistakenly and they did not go further. But what they did amounted to cultural coup d'etat. What the Enigies did amounted to cultural coup d'etat. They wanted to overthrow the Oba of Benin true and true, no matter the defense they have. As for those people who said they didn't partake thereafter, when they now realize it's not an issue. The general rule and law governing coup plot is that the planning of a coup and its actual execution carry the same penalty. Every action goes with consequences. So this is the one that has happened now, and in line with traditional rulers and chiefs edicts 1979, particularly section 19(1) of that law as applicable to Edo State, which gives power to the ESCO to do what we have done today. So typically, ESCO has ratified their suspension, and it will be gazetted, and it is a law presently. Their suspension is hereby ratified by ESCO. Don't forget that Governor Godwin Obaseki, through his action, balkanized the Benin Kingdom and created other, tried to create with about five executive orders, created other traditional councils. But today, the governor of the state, who is chairman in council, has issued one executive order that has, obliterated and cancelled all the 5 executive orders of Godwin Obaseki.